Hello, my name is Abdullah Faris, and my student ID is 2016-00306. This video is recorded to demonstrate how a remote system has been established across ISP integration. The objectives of the project are students from different campuses like Manama, Isa Town, and East Rifa should be able to access the resources which are provided by the Rifa campus, which is the headquarter. In addition, a redundant strategy should be implemented as a backup links. The PPDIOO methodology has been used to help in creating the project and making it more efficient. The PPDIOO methodology consists of 6 different phases. The prepare phase is the first phase. This phase focuses anticipating the broad vision, requirements, and technologies needed to build the network. The prepare phase has been utilized in the project by taking the required information from the client and take the restriction that I should be aware about connectivity. The plan phase is the second phase. This phase involves identifying the network requirements, which are based on the goals for the network, where the network will be installed, who will require which network services, and so forth. The plan phase has been used in the project by considering the routing protocols that should be utilized in each location, and where should a redundancy be provided, and consider how to connect Rifa and East Rifa by a direct line and a leased line across the ISP. Network design and topology. The design phase is the third phase in the methodology. This phase involves developing a detailed design to reduce risk, delays, and the total cost of network deployments. I utilized the design phase by putting a design for the plan that I put, and designing the primary and backup links. These things helped in reducing the risk and saving time.
There is a direct link between Rifa and East Rifa, which is the primary link, and there is another link between them through the ISP, which is the secondary link. And now let's trace route. And now we will trace route through the ISP. And now the routes, after shut down the primary link, it's sent through the ISP. And between BP and ISP, a dual home design has been implemented, which S1/1 is the primary link and S1/3 is the backup link. Now let's trace route to the Manama. It's going the packet sent through the S1/1, and now let's send to the EtherTown. It's also from the primary link. And now let's shut down the primary link. The primary link is now flap or administratively down. Now let's do the trace route again. Trace route to the EtherTown. Now it's going through the serial 1/3, and now let's trace to the Manama. It's going directly from the backup links to, which is serial 1/3.
Advanced routing and policies. The first point is route maps. Route maps are used when redistributing routes into an OSPF, REP, EIGRP, or BGP routing process. A route map defines which of the routes from the specified routing protocol are allowed to be redistributed into the target routing process through several ways, such as set the weight or the MED. Access control list is the second point. The ACLs can be configured on the device to control access to a network. Also, access lists can prevent certain traffic from entering or exiting a network. The third point is IP prefix lists. The IP prefix lists are configured with permit or deny keyword to either permit or deny the prefix based on the matching condition. A prefix list consists of an IP address and a bit mask. An implicit deny as applied to traffic that does not match any prefix list entry. The prefix lists can be configured to match an exact prefix length or a prefix range. The GE and LE keywords can be used to specify a range of the prefix length to match, which provides a more flexible configuration. Implementation. The implement phase is the fourth phase in the methodology. This phase begins after the design has been approved. The network and any additional components are built according to the design specifications. After I finished the design, I implemented the network based on my design with consider the technology that should be used, such as MPLS, MPLS VPN like VRF, and redistribution. MPLS is data forwarding technology that increases the speed and controls the flow of network traffic. With MPLS, data is directed through a path via labels instead of requiring complex lookups in a routing table at every stop. I implemented MPLS between the ISP routers. MPLS VPN (VRF) is a technology included in Internet Protocol (IP) network routers that enables multiple instances of a routing table to exist in a virtual router and work in parallel. It has been utilized between the edge router by adding the export and import routes to a virtual table to prevent leaking or advertising the routes to BP campuses. Redistribution is used to advertise routes that are learned by some other means, such as by another routing protocols, static routes, or direct connected routes, or by the routing policies. I use the redistribution to advertise the different routing protocols that I have in the project, such as EIGRP, OSPF, and BGP. The fifth phase in the methodology is the operate phase, which becomes after the implement phase. Operation is the final test of the design's appropriateness. I use this phase by operating the network several times and verify that the project meets all requirements and restrictions. Then the last phase in the methodology becomes, which is optimize phase. The optimize phase is based on proactive network management, the goal of which is to identify and resolve issues before real problems arise and the organization is affected. This phase helped me to come up with some future suggestions, such as implement dual multi-home topology and providing redundancy links between the campuses and the ISP. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I'll be more than glad to answer your questions if you have any.